there was one person that made me reconsider being a married woman. Ow. Oh my god, guys, that boy is, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about him. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ese, and today we're going to be reviewing the latest Nigerian web series on Netflix, Far From Home. So let's get into this video. Guys, so when I saw the trailer of Far From Home and basically the poster on Netflix, I just thought, yet another teen drama. I just seen Blood and Water, and then there was this other Indani teen drama show on another show on Indani that was similar, and I didn't quite enjoy that one. So when I saw this one, plus the fact that the cast looked way too old to be in high school, I just basically checked out. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to watch it because I think it's going to be bad, and then I'll come and roast them. To my surprise, guys, this series actually had me on chokehold. I enjoyed it. I'm not even going to mince words and tell you wait till the end to know how I felt about the movie or the series. I'm just going to tell you up front, I loved it. Of course, at the end of this review, I'm going to give my rating, and as we normally do on my channel, I'm going to go through the different aspects of this series, and then because it's a series and not a movie, we're going to talk about it episode by episode. Okay, so that's how the format is going to go. By the way, before we move forward, if it's your first time on my channel, I make TV shows reviews, anything on TV that is hype, or even on the web. I do a lot of YouTube web series review as well. If that's something you're interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. So this movie actually follows the life of a young boy called Ishaya. Ishaya is a teenager and he is an up-and-coming artist, and he comes from a very poor family, a struggling family, where I may say that he is the breadwinner for that family, and an opportunity for him to meet his mentor in the arts community and travel abroad presents itself. And unfortunately, he's not quite prepared for that opportunity financially, and he would then stop at nothing to make sure that he gets his FaceTime with Mr. Essien. However, his desperation leads him to making several bad decisions that just kept compounding and eventually boiled over. Okay, so that's what this series is about. It is very, very similar to other Netflix teen drama that we've seen, such as Elite and Blood and Water, for example. And some may say the storyline is a little bit cliche. However, we haven't seen one done this good in Nigeria. So with that said, let's talk about the storyline. I feel that the storyline, like I just mentioned earlier, even though it's a little bit cliche, because it's not the first time that we've seen a series that is about teenagers doing drugs or selling drugs, or the scholarship students being bullied by the top elite students in the university. Matter of fact, that is what Elite is about. However, the way they have told the story, I like what they've done in the sense that they haven't just made us focus too much about or focus solely on what is happening in the school, but we're also interested in what is happening outside of the school. So they gave us two environments, and I love that. I liked the balance of life outside of school and life within the school, and it wasn't very school heavy, which for me was very, very, very good. One of my hesitations when I saw the poster was, oh my god, what is this? I thought it was going to be like Indani Schooled, and I for one didn't necessarily enjoy Indani Schooled because I don't know, for some reason it just felt forced, fake, and I just couldn't relate. But for this one, I could relate, even though they were presenting to us what Gen Z rich schools look like nowadays. I'm not Gen Z, so of course I went to school at a different time. I'm millennial. but I could still relate to what was happening in that world. Like, it didn't feel foreign. So in that sense, I felt like the writers, the directors, everybody in that team really did a good job in also ensuring that we, the audience, followed through with the emotion. I don't know if I've expressed that very well, but I know, just like the way I felt when I was watching Anikulapo, we started off by, rooting for Saro, and at the end, you're just like, Saro can just go and die, But it's the same thing with this one. Initially, first few episodes, you're rooting for Ishaya, and midway, you're like, okay, Ishaya, enough is enough. Like, you need to know when to stop. And I liked that they allowed me go on that journey, and also getting to the point where I'm just like, I need to see how you're going to come out of this, okay? Like, you've just messed up everything, and I want to see how it will end for you. A part of me was rooting for him to just, end badly, like everything should just go to the shit. Like, shit should just hit the fan, really. But yeah, I felt like the storytelling was really good. They gave us a lot of highs and lows. Each episode had a cliffhanger. And it was interesting because like in the next episode you're going to know what's going to happen. So now let's talk about the cast and the acting. I thought they did a phenomenal job with the cast. Everybody on the cast was exceptional. I am not even joking. Everybody acted their part to perfection. I didn't see any crack, any loophole. I didn't see any waka pass person that was spoiling the show. If you get what I mean, like, it was really good. It was packed with a lot of veterans as well. But I liked what they did with the veterans. Like, they didn't push them to the forefront where they now overshadow the whole story, or where they made it about them. And even the veterans that needed to take up like significant roles, for example, Funke Akindele playing Ishaya's mother, or RMD playing Carmen's dad, or Carol King playing the principal, which I don't even think was such a big role, or Bimbo Akintola playing Mrs. Willoughby. I felt it was perfect. Like, it worked. Like, I believed it. Funke Akindele, I have to give her a round of applause, because I hated her, and that means I loved her. Like, I hated her as a mom, and I found myself screaming at the TV a number of times, because I was like, you don't get it. Like, it felt like it was me. So for that, I really have to applaud her. Oh, and before I move on to the younger cast, I just want to give a big shout out to Buchi Franklin. He acted as Government, and also the guy that acted as Rambo. Two of them, they held the ghetto down. They held it down. They did so well. Government, Buchi Franklin, he always delivers on these types of roles, so I'm not surprised, but I just still have to, mention how good he was in this series. But I have to really commend the cast, like the actual cast, which is like the teens. Ooh, they did such a phenomenal job. Ishaya carried that lead role on his head like it was his last chance to prove that he's a great actor. I really love Mike Afolarin for playing that Ishaya role very well. He did so good. Tomi Ojo played Ralia, his sister. She was amazing. Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but the teenagers, they did so well. I think Genevieve, I think that's her name. She played Zina. But of course, of all these teens, there was one person that had me on chokehold. There was one person that made me reconsider being a married woman. Oh my god, guys, you already know who I'm about to call. Natse Jemide. He played Reggie. Ciao. Oh my god, guys, that boy is, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about him. Reggie is the definition of tall, dark, and handsome, and he was, I don't know, he was giving me heart palpitations, and I'm a married woman, and he's a kid, but he was See, I feel like that boy didn't have to act. He was just being himself. He carried that Ajebo role so well. Like, he was all vibes. You know, he is that guy. Like, he really acted that high school jock that is just so chill that everybody just wants to be with him. But like, I don't know, guys, but Jesus. Whew, I really liked him, and yeah, I'm following him now because I'm just too obsessed. Like, he didn't have a lot of lines, may I add, but there's just something about him. I feel like this is the beginning for him. I feel he's going to get several opportunities to do great work. The soundtrack of this series was not anything unique. They actually used songs that we all know. They used a lot of Ashake songs, they used Olamide songs. But what I have to commend them for in terms of sound is the fact that they used songs that matched the scene. So for me, the musicality was really good. The parts that I really gave them an applaud for was when the kids were actually, playing with the molly in the lab, like grinding it up and doing whatnot before the explosion happened, and they were playing Olamide's Science Student. I was like, bro, okay, you guys got me there. Like, okay, that is what we call musicality. Because I edit vlogs and videos, those kind of things, I can spot them. So I was like, okay, you guys, you get your coins, you get your flowers because you've done your homework. So I really think the music was fire. They kept me entertained. I like the fact that they didn't have to go and create their own unique soundtrack. Nobody does that, or people still do, but in this case I felt like they didn't need to go and start creating like new soundtrack, because we've got a lot of music out there that they could use, and that's what they did. And of course, the picture quality, the cinematography. Guys, the picture quality was impeccable. I liked for me, because I edit vlogs, we call it LOTs, or will I say like the filter. It had this brownish filter to it, which made it look ghetto-y, and I can't really explain it, but I know if you watched it, you get what I'm trying to say. And it sort of gave the story some sort of authenticity, which I very much appreciated. The picture quality was very good, the angles, the way they shot things, it was amazing. For that, they get all the flowers and 10/10. Costumes, hair and makeup. Okay, for hair and makeup, there's only one person I want to talk about for hair: Atlas. What was going on with Atlas's hair? Dude, I hope your hair hasn't suffered from all the excess chemicals they used in dyeing your hair like 1 million times, but it was just ridiculous. I in particular did not enjoy Atlas's looks at all. I know they were trying to portray him as this, I don't know what they were trying to portray. I think they were trying to portray him as this rocker type of guy, but I didn't like it. And he was one of the actors that I felt just looked too old for school, and I guess the coloring of the hair was to maybe help him blend in a little bit with the other kids, or the other adults playing kids. But it just didn't, I just didn't like it. Also, the uniforms was nice. The uniforms were nice, but there was someone's uniform I didn't like. Carmen. I know that typical, foreign high school movies, your uniform, you try to, add a little bit of this and that to make it like your personal style. But I didn't like Carmen's. I didn't like the waist belt and the brooch. For me, it was the belt. I felt like they needed to lose the belt. The belt felt so 2000. Like, who uses those types of belts? And her shoes were giving me principal vibes. What kind of ugly shoes are those? And I was also like, for crying out loud, it just her uniform just looked like too many layers, and they just tried to cinch. Do you know the picture I had of when I was looking at her? This is what was coming to my mind: curtain, a very, very bulky curtain that they just tried to hold together with a rope. That's how she looked to me. I just didn't like her in the uniform. Nena's uniform was okay, but she had a beret on. I guess that's because she's pastor's daughter or something like that, but the beret was just off. I just didn't like the fashion. I personally just thought they could have done better. Where they killed me, where I was just like, was prom night. Prom night, I expected something better. I know kids go for prom and they wear all sorts, but please, I don't think Gen Zs will dress like that. It's like the modern people that I know. Like, I expected something else. I really hated all the girls' looks. The yellow didn't look good on Ralia. Neither did the pink puffy dress on Carmen. Or the worst was definitely Zina's. I know she's supposed to be like this. I don't have a word for her. The word that keeps coming to mind is rocker, but I don't think that's even the vibe. But I just didn't like it. I just did not like the fashion. I just thought it didn't work. It didn't work, okay? So please, wardrobe, let's do better next time. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me on the fashion. I'm not gonna speak too much on makeup. I thought makeup was okay. The girls at school didn't look like they were using a lot of makeup, which I applaud them for, because they typically don't, or maybe I'm too far removed from that space to know if they do or do not. But yeah, I liked the clean girl makeup that they had for the students, and even the moms. Like, nobody's makeup was out of place. Their hair was good. I didn't have any issue with it, to be honest. I thought they did a decent job.
I understand not everybody has seen the movie, so I've decided to separate the video where I go in depth in analyzing each episode. If you'd like to see that, make sure to click the link that is popping up now in the cards, else the link to watching that video is going to be at the end of the video, or it's going to be in the description box below. Make sure to check it out, because in that episode I actually go very in depth in analyzing every single episode of this series. Thanks.
I want to give this series my final rating. Drum roll. I will score this series a 9 out of 10. It was almost perfect, but I think 9 out of 10 is a very, very, very good score. It's a series that I enjoyed. It was very unexpected, very captivating. High props to the acting, the episodes development. The storytelling was incredible. It was very, very good, very, very relatable. The soundtrack, everything was epic, and I've talked about it. The storyline, the characters, amazing, just too good. Just a few things let them down, like a few times the costume, the makeup, and let's say episode 5 a bit. Let me know what you would score Far From Home in the comment section below. And guys, do not forget, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.